sad Monday for your Rockwall Yellowjackets as the Jackets fall for the first time in over a year as they fall to Westfield 43-38, ending the Rockwall Yellowjackets season at a very impressive record of 12-1. Hello everybody, Chris Curtis here for the Rockwall Sportscenter Yellowjacket update for the last time here with the captain of the broadcast, Billy Quinton. And Billy, little sad this morning, so it appears, but heck of a season for the Rockwall Yellowjackets. They put it all on the line on Saturday afternoon, and just what an amazing game on Saturday.
It was. It is a tough Monday. Skies are gray. The orange doesn't seem as bright. I don't know what to do. We have no game to prepare for next week, but we are spoiled because it has been the funnest football season we've ever been a part of. You can't ask for anything more, even down to that final play. Rockwall's still in the game, down to the final play. And when that ball fell incomplete, it was hard to accept the season's over. But so proud of that team and the coaching staff and everybody, and how this whole community just rallied around this team. And to be there in Georgetown and look down from the press box and see all orange again in the stands and going nuts. And it's just been one of the greatest rides I've ever had as far as football goes.
You don't really want to talk about the mistakes that cost the Yellowjackets, their season, but you look back at this game on Saturday, what went wrong for the Jackets? There were obviously the turnovers, injuries starting to creep us a little bit. That's not an excuse for anybody at this time of year, though, after Thanksgiving. But what really went wrong for the Rockwall Yellowjackets on Saturday?
Well, one was the turnovers, and you can't deny that. You had some key turnovers, and everybody knows about the end of the first half when we had a fumble and an interception that really turned the game around. It looked like at worst Rockwall would go into halftime up by 3. We have a fumble and they recover it. We have an interception first. They then convert that to a touchdown, miss the extra point. Then it looks like Rockwall is going to try to get something done with about a minute left in the half. And if nothing's there, then we'll just go in down by 3 now. That's okay. We've been down the last few ball games at halftime. Well, we have the fumble again, and they recover it. They convert that into a touchdown on the next series, and before you know it, you're down by 10. That's not really an excuse or one of the main reasons, because Rockwall did rally and did take the lead late in the ball game. So I think one of it was the turnovers. The other is you got beat by a really, really good football team. Spring Westfield was amazing to watch. That every single spot on that team was a large athletic player. And you look at the line, they had basically mountains on the offensive and defensive line. Heavily outweighed us, were bigger than us, and Rockwall still put it to them. And I'm just going to say this: we lost, but we outcoached, our staff outcoached that Westfield team. Because if you look at just size and talent, I don't think Rockwall should have been in that game or should have had a lead late. And boy, we say it all the time. Sometimes you forget, what it truly means. But Jacket Fight did not die on Saturday afternoon. They went at them, and they're sitting there with the ball, looking at taking the lead for the hopefully, or getting the win in the last under a minute to advance into the regional finals. They didn't, but boy, what a bright future ahead for this team.
And speaking of Coach Webb, here's Coach Webb one final time talking about the game in general against Spring Westfield.
Well, when you get to the third round of the playoffs, every team that's still left is good. And I give a lot of credit to Westfield. They played a great game. They've got a lot of really good players. Coaches did a great job. So I don't ever want to say anything to cheapen another team's victory. At the same time, so proud of our kids and the way they played it. We didn't play a perfect game, but there were probably 100 different things that could have gone differently during that game, any one of which might have been the thing to get us over the top. So we're not going to hang our heads for long. Again, proud of the effort our kids gave. Tremendous comeback in the second half to the point where we took the lead. Really proud of the fans and the energy that they provided to our kids throughout the game. That was just really an electric atmosphere. So disappointing in the short term, but I think in the long term we're going to look back and just have a lot of fond memories of the season, including really that game.
And Billy, one of the special things about this year is the class of 2015. They have literally brought Rockwall football back from the dead. And not only just football, it's basketball, it's baseball, it's softball, it's volleyball. It's all the sports at Rockwall that this class seemed to have really just re-energized this fan base. And man, everyone's looking forward to just, the next sport, the next sport, the next sport. And obviously a lot of people excited about football because of this class 2015. Kind of talk about their contributions. You know them all the way back to 8th grade, middle school, and all that. So kind of talk talk about their contributions to this this Rockwall High School?
Watched a lot of these kids play back at Utley. My kids go to Utley, and we used to go there before they went to Utley. We had friends that had their sons playing. Will Morris played there, but of course you had that class through Utley. It was the original class of Utley Middle School that went undefeated, and then went undefeated as freshmen as they moved up. They are, if not, I think they're the greatest class to come through for Rockwall High School at any time, because they made a huge difference. And we're talking about, of course, Chris Warren, but Xavier Castile, Ty Thomas, Jay Galloway, and I don't want to leave anybody out, but there's Hayden Harper, and then you have Will Morris on the line, Broussard, all these kids that just made a huge difference. Beasley, and I know I'm going to leave somebody out, and I apologize if I do, but just incredible kids making plays that I think, and the thing, and it's hard, I don't want to be politically incorrect here, but these kids were here playing on the varsity 2 years ago and saw a team that didn't seem to achieve what it could. You get this new coaching staff come in here, and then they achieved more than we could ever imagine, and it was because of this class. So they have really laid the groundwork for a future that's bright. With we got a lot of great players coming up behind them. But yeah, it's going to be hard to replace an Xavier Castile that can do everything. Like I said, here's we said it during the ball game. He made a great catch, and so your top receiver, quarterback. He's a quarterback. He runs the ball. Defensive back with interceptions, holds on kicks, returns punts. He can even deep snap if you need it. He made supper for the team after the playoff games. He drove the bus, did the laundry. He does everything. So yeah, we're going to miss guys like that, and of course you're going to miss a 2,000-yard rusher, probably the greatest running back to come through here in Chris Warren. So that's going to be hard to replace. But boy, you look at these kids now. We saw little bits of it when you see Tamba Juana and A.J. Blacknall and Caleb Broach run the ball. These kids run the ball hard. We're fine at the running back position. Sam Crawford at receiver. You're going to have Jake Hevel be moving up and playing a lot more at receiver. And so you're fine. And you got a lot of kids coming back. They're going to make a huge difference with Will Reed at quarterback, Luke Turman, who's been here on the varsity, I think, since 1989. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it was about that time was when he was a freshman. But Luke is going to be here, and you got Tobias. All these kids that are going to make huge differences and be even better as we move forward into the 2015 season. This is the brightest future I think that Rockwall football has had in a long time, since at least the 80s.
And of course, families, if you're watching this and you have kids in middle school, don't send your kids to Allen. Send them to Rockwall, right? This is the new breeding haven for football here in Texas.
Utley and Williams.
Right there, there's the plug for that. Of course, let's hear from Coach Webb one final time about his expectations going forward into 2015.
Well, we expect to be really good again next year, and we have a lot of kids coming back. We had very successful sub-varsity teams. And I think, the taste that our kids have of playoff success, I think, means a lot. And the confidence that comes with having a 12-1 season means a lot. And I feel like kind of rolling all those factors together, I feel like we have a very good chance to be very good again next year.
And one final time, we want to thank the fan base, which made a huge difference this year. Every game that I went to, I've covered high school football now for almost 10 years, which makes me feel really, really old. I don't want to ask how much you've been covering it. But I have never seen a fan base just this rambunctious, this excited. I mean, the whole town is just literally excited for Rockwall football. And it's just been an absolute blast this year, and we got to thank the fans for that. We got to thank the listeners who listen on the Sportsgram Network. We had over 10,000 listeners this year to listen to Billy and his crew. I'm sorry, I got to say the crew one more time. But
David Sweet, Brian Williams,
David
John
Sweet,
Bailey.
making some noise there. But overall, just a fantastic effort by this fan base. And as we go forward, it's going to be even more fun as this train keeps riding for Rockwall football.
Well, and you said 10,000 listeners. That was for that one game, not 10,000 listeners throughout the season. For the Westfield game, we had over 10,000 listeners, or we call hits, and so we know those are listeners. And a lot of times that is even more, because most of the time when somebody has it on their device listening to it, it's more than one person listening. So record number of listeners as it built throughout the season. The crowd, how do you not be impressed by the way Rockwall followed, the crowd followed this team, the fans, the parents, the boosters. We have to give the booster club credit, the jacket backers, and Rex Fithian leading the way there. I've never seen a booster club. I've been here for 20 years. There's never been a booster club like this for the Yellow Jackets that are so involved and get the people so excited, working with the coaching staff, with the kids, and showing the kids how much we appreciate them. And we're not talking football only. Wait till basketball, baseball starts. It's unbelievable how the orange rallies around these kids. But yeah, we sit down and like I said, you look down, you saw this huge crowd at every game we played. I tweeted this a while back. We don't have to ask the fans to come out. We know they're going to come out, and we know they're going to be loud. It's just how many. And when you fill up a stadium and you have to send people to the railing and put them on the field, you're showing up. And I think one of the reasons that we had to make sure we had the right venue in the playoffs is because we have to tell those stadiums, hey, you're going to have a lot of people here because this is their life right now is Yellow Jacket football, and it's going to be for a long time. But I do want to thank all the listeners. I want to thank them for putting up with us half the time because we have a pretty good time.
It's hard to do, let me tell you.
It is. It's pretty much a party going on when we're doing the broadcast. We want to thank all the listeners throughout the season that text us and give us cookies. The Will Morris fan club always getting us cookies. The people that were just supportive, and even the critiques. We need that and to help us to do better. But it has been the best season I've ever been involved with Yellow Jacket football. I can't imagine how well it's going to be. And then finally, the sponsors. We want to thank all those sponsors that joined in. So many more as the season went along, and they realize how important it is to be a part of this and how many people are going to hear about their business. Yep. It ain't bad when you get 10,000 people probably hearing about your business there. And like I said, during the game, we had people from Switzerland that were listening, and California, and all over the world listening to this Yellow Jacket broadcast. So it's been a blessing, and I'm honored to just have a small part to just, talk about what's going on. And want to thank the coaching staff and the football team for letting us just kind of tag along on those coattails and go along for the ride.
Yeah, Jacket Nation, give yourself a pat on the back for that outstanding job. And we also want to thank our sponsor for this show, which started back in August, and we didn't really know what was going to happen with this, but it bloomed just like the broadcast did. We had
We're
over
being recognized in stores now because
I'm not gonna throw down the stores I've been recognized at, but I'm not proud with my manhood going to Bath and Body Works. But it is what it is.
For your mom, you had to get something for your mom.
We'll go with that excuse for sure. Yeah, but we want to thank Rockwall Sportscenter for.
Childers there? I bet you he's there.
I didn't see him there.
Really?
It was during the holidays, so you probably escaped on that one. But we want to thank Rockwall Sportscenter for joining us for this entire year for this Rockwall Sportscenter update. It's been absolutely fantastic, and we started at the stadium. They let us come to the store this year for the playoffs and annoy them and talk football with them. It's been an absolute blast, and we couldn't have picked a better place for this update all year long.
Rockwall Sportscenter has been a huge sponsor and just for all these years. They've been here forever, and I love that they allowed us to come in here, and they're always one of the biggest sponsors for Yellow Jackets and Hawks. They've always been here for these teams, for these kids and these coaches. You can with Kim and her staff, you can come here at any time. They're going to help you out. You can knock on the door, call them. They're going to help you out. That's what it's all about. That's what this community is all about. And I do want to take this time to thank you. You've done a great job. It's a blessing to have you as a part of this, and being with the school district and putting all this together. It doesn't just happen. You've worked your tail off. I want to thank you for all these updates. For you work the websites. You're at all the games. You've done a great job. James Van Dyke, want to thank him, and of course Russ Reeves and Coach Webb. They've helped us out a ton doing this, and we do want to do a special shout out to Steve Glenn, who owns Sportsgram, who was under the weather and had to take a break for a little bit, and we want to thank him and Terry Gregory at Sportsgram. They've been outstanding and helping us out. So it's been a big team effort, and I couldn't be more excited to be a part of this and to have you along for the ride too.
Yeah, we're gonna work on your contract for next year. Hopefully, you'll be back with us next year if we do this. I know we got to talk to the agency
because that listenership did go.
Billy does this on his own time. Doesn't get paid for this. Obviously, just comes and talks football with us. So we got to thank Billy as well for coming out here and doing that with us as well.
We don't get free clothes?
We don't get free clothes. Do we get free clothes?
That was my understanding. We can just pick whatever we want.
We're on that contract negotiation once we get out of here. But 269. Look at this guy.
Wow.
Hey, guys.
It's the voice of the Heath Hawks. Steve, how's it going?
I needed to just squirt in here right quick and just say congratulations to you guys on a great season. I want to congratulate the Yellow Jackets on just what was a great, fun time this year. We followed it. We appreciate your support of us also. It was a total community effort this year, and we had a great time this year. So congratulations,
Thank
guys.
you, and back at you, man. It's been fun following the Hawks.
Absolutely, yeah. It was obviously, we started with this pep rally early in the year to kind of unite everybody coming into it. So, you know, we actually set a different record this year as Rockwall and Heath both advanced to the playoffs past Thanksgiving for the first time in RISD history, which is a really cool thing to have. So both sides of town really getting involved, and it's been a fun football season.
It's not fair that the season ended on the same weekend for both of us, though. We would like at least one of us to keep moving forward, to keep it going. But congratulations to the Hawks. We talked about this in our broadcast, to Coach Moss and the Hawks on a great season, too. And that's another team that just used every ounce of energy, and they left that tank empty after they got done with the season. So it's fun to have them doing well also.
And in case you're counting down the calendar, 269 more days for the lights come back on Friday night. If the scheduling works out where Rockwall plays on Friday night, it will be 269 more days. I made sure we're accurate on that.
I'm going to be here as long as that contract negotiation thing works out.
We're going to work on that. So anything final? You can't make any predictions this week, but we hope everybody has a great Christmas holiday and a joyous holiday season, and enjoy the new year 2015. And it's going to be exciting times for Rockwall football. Any final things you want to lay down here?
I can't believe it's already over. It feels like a couple days ago that we set this thing up for the first time, and we didn't know what was in store. Is this thing going to take on? And it really has taken hold. A lot of people have watched this, and I know it's been great for Steve and the Hawks also doing this. And I, again, appreciate you doing it, putting it together, and kind of pushing the envelope a little bit as far as promoting these games and these kids. And I can't wait for next year. And don't forget, we got basketball coming up, and we got, at least on Rockwall's side, and I know on his side, you got 4 teams here with the boys and girls that are all going to be competing for playoffs, and David Sweet's going to take over on those broadcasts for basketball. And then word is that once you start getting around the spring, that there's a couple pretty good baseball teams and softball teams.
That's the rumor around here.
That's the rumor that we got a couple good teams there too. So it ain't over. Let's get in those gyms and pack the gyms. I know that we are, and both student sections do great. So it's not over, but keep going out there, and jacket fight never dies.
And one more final fact, never in RISD history has all 4 basketball teams made the playoffs.
That changes.
Until this year. Yeah. Until this year. That's going to happen this year. So that's exciting stuff to look forward to as well. So for the Rockwall Sportscenter Yellow Jacket update, I'm Chris Curtis for Billy Quinn. Have a great Christmas holiday. Have a great 2015. We'll see you back here in about 264 days, I guess, per se. All right. Have a great day, everybody. And don't forget, jacket fight never dies. We'll see you next time.